Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has given us unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure or admire an old one. What will we find today? Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
Thunder is loud and sometimes pretty scary. It can shake a house and make you wish that you could hide under the bed with your cat. But if you heard a voice that sounded in the midst of the thunder, you'd probably remember that, wouldn't you? If you read Exodus 19 and 20, you can understand why the people feared God and told Moses, "You speak with us, and we will hear, but let not God speak with us, lest we die." They witnessed God speaking through thunder and lightning from a dark cloud covering Mount Sinai, and it was absolutely terrifying. But did they actually listen to Him and obey His commands? Nope. While Moses acted as their intermediary with God, they made a golden calf and started worshiping it. In our passage today, the people around Jesus clearly heard the voice of the Father thundering from heaven. But if you blink, you'll miss it. I'd read the book of John several times before I saw it, and even then I had to go back and read it again thinking, did that just happen? I've never noticed that before. And I'm sure the people who were there felt the same way. To give you a little context, Jesus had just ridden into town on a donkey. Multitudes of people welcomed Him, crying, "Hosanna!" and calling Him the King of Israel. Speaking to His disciples, Jesus said, "The hour has come that the Son of Man should be glorified." Upon hearing this, I'm sure the disciples pictured Jesus on the throne, the 12 of them at His side, Romans vanquished, Jerusalem and all of Israel joyfully bowing at His feet. But then He added, "Most assuredly I say to you, unless a grain of wheat falls into the ground and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it produces much grain." Then He continued, "Now my soul is troubled, and what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour? But for this purpose I came to this hour." And here's Jesus' prayer, "Father, glorify your name." Then a voice came from heaven saying, "I have both glorified it and will glorify it again." A voice from heaven, right out in public where everyone could hear, responding to Jesus' prayer. Now we'd listen to that, sit up, pay attention, and hang on Jesus' every words, wouldn't we? But I think the people just didn't believe their ears. Even though they heard the voice, they chalked it up to thunder or an angel. No, we couldn't have actually heard the voice of God, speaking directly to a carpenter from Nazareth. No, that's not a thing. No way. But Jesus said, "This voice did not come because of me, but for your sake." In other words, I didn't need to hear the Father speak. He speaks to me all the time. He said that so you would hear and believe me. Then He went on to share with them that He would be crucified. But they didn't get it. But we do believe, so let's analyze this. Jesus' prayer was, "Father, glorify your name." Jesus knew what that meant. He knew that He would be that grain of wheat and die a horrible death. But that would glorify the Father. When we're about to face a trial or persecution of some kind, do we shoot up a prayer of, "Father, glorify your name, and all I say and do, may you be glorified"? Or do we shoot up a prayer of, "Help"? I mean, there's nothing wrong with asking for help from God. But don't you think the other prayer would give God more glory? And the Father answering back, "I have both glorified it and will glorify it again." Doesn't that sound like the Father saying, "I'm proud of you, Son," giving His full approval? And that was important because in the next few days it would look like something had gone wrong. But this was the plan all along, and it would glorify Him more than anything else. Father, glorify your name. This doesn't have to be a prayer for only troubled times, but any time. We can use it for any prayer over any part of our life, if only to remind ourselves that we are supposed to be living for His glory. In what area of your life do you need to pray, "Father, glorify your name"?
You can contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. We'd love to hear the treasures God has given you through His Word. You can listen to other episodes on our website, which you can find in the description below. Thank you for listening, and remember, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.